Hi, I'm Commissioner Nancy Jester, and welcome to Nancy Jester Reports for Tuesday, October 8th, 2019. Today we had our business meeting where we voted on the various items that we met about last week in Committee of the Whole and our committee process. Before I get started reviewing those, I'd like to make a couple of announcements. First, I want to say to our Jewish friends and neighbors out there that I know that Yom Kippur starts this evening, and I wish you an easy fast. Also, I'd like to say that we met today, the Board of Commissioners met the incoming new police chief. Her name is Mirtha Ramos, and she comes from the Miami-Dade Police Department. So she will start officially on November 4th. So we got to meet her today. I know yesterday the CEO had a press conference with her. Today she met the Board of Commissioners as a whole. I think she'll be visiting with us each individually when she comes to office. And again, that will happen November 4th. But it was great to meet her, and congratulations to her. I look forward to working with her. We've also had a little bit of a change of schedule. So this Thursday, we will have a Finance, Audit, and Budget Committee meeting. So that is the 10th of October, this Thursday at 11:30 a.m. So please come. We have a full agenda. I believe we'll be going over financial statements as well as hearing from some outside folks about economic predictions and where we're going. So we have a full agenda. Please join us for that. We may or may not have a SPLOST committee or a SPLOST committee the whole meeting. We're waiting to see if we do that. And if we have that, those SPLOST committee the whole meetings are just where we talk about ongoing SPLOST issues. We dedicate specific meetings just for SPLOST issues. So we'll update you on whether that meeting is a go or no go. I'd like to go over what we did today in committee. We had a fairly full agenda. I will comment. We, as we do for every board meeting, people come down and make public comment. I found it interesting today. We had a public member of the public who came and commented about a sewer spill near Indian Creek near them, and I'm going to follow up with that particular person on that sewer spill. Anytime we have these sewer spills, we are putting these on our social media feeds, and they're in our newsletter. If you would like to be on our newsletter, please send us an email. My email is njester@dekalbcountyga.gov, and we'll get you on the newsletter. Also, if you check out our social media feeds on Twitter and Facebook, we put them up as soon as we get them into the office here. So it was interesting to see somebody come and make a comment about that. Let's see. It was also Domestic Violence Awareness Month, or it is that month, and we had both the DA, Sherry Boston, and the Solicitor General, Donna Coleman-Stribling here, and we did a proclamation for that, and their teams were here. Their victims advocates were here, so it was great to see those teams, and they're doing a good job on this issue in DeKalb County. Let's see. So we had a number of petitions that we went through, a number of public works transportation petitions. We had one in District 1, which was Silverstone Drive between Aspen and Briar Lake Road, and that was approved. Also of interest to me, this is the first sewer petition that we are doing outside of District 1. You may recall that District 1 has had 2 sewer petitions, and what that means is folks that are not currently part of our sewer system, that they are on septic, they can do a sewer petition to the county to get on the sanitary sewer system, and there's a process for that. And the process came after my office spent about a year working on a rewrite of Chapter 25 of our codes in DeKalb so that we could have a streamlined process that was fair to citizens and was financially doable for both citizens and the county, because previously to that, there wasn't a really good methodology, and it was really very expensive for a citizen who wasn't already on the sewer system to try and tie in. So we made it much more reasonable and, again, made it a better process. So this is a sewer petition coming from District 2, which I'm glad to see that. So they've started their process, and we'll see where that goes. We've had 2 approved, and one has already been done in District 1, and we're under construction on the second one in District 1. Let's see, of interest to District 1 as well, in the part of the area where DeKalb borders Gwinnett, we have some sewer, gravity sewer installation going on there to take the place of some lift stations, and we are doing some eminent domaining there so that we can get the access so we can put in the gravity sewer. That is still that has not been resolved completely yet. We will hear it in our next Public Works meeting, and then it will come back to the Board of Commissioners, so we're working on that. Let's see, we had a number of appointments, some deferred to go to committee for review, but I expect that they will be favorably reported on. We voted to accept a number of Victims of Crime Act grants that go to the District Attorney's Office. We are looking at renewing our neighborhood stabilization program. It's deferred to committee, but that came up, so that's a $4 million contract to be awarded. So I'm interested to see that and what happens with that in committee. Also, we'll be doing our procurement audit on that. So any of the large dollar amount procurements, certainly in PWI and I believe in PECs, we make sure that they have an audit review. We had items that might be of interest to some of you that we heard in FAB last week get passed this week with the full Board of Commissioners. That is, we've changed the provider of meals at our senior centers and home delivery meals. So we had an issue with the quality of the food, and obviously this is a vulnerable population, our seniors, so we want to make sure that we're delivering the right meals, that they have the right caloric intake, and that they're healthy without any problems. So we had to switch vendors there. So we passed a series of procurement items to cancel previous contracts and award new ones so that we can make sure we're maintaining the quality of service there. On the good news with auditing, back to Public Works, we had a contract for various sewer repairs, and it was a change order to a contract. It was going to be a large one. It was going to be over $18 million, really closer to $19 million. Because of our audit processes, we were able to look at that, and that was not substantiated, and we were able to get the prices to be changed, unit pricing to be changed, because this was originally a low bid contract. So we were able to get the prices down almost $700,000 we saved on that one procurement. So instead of 18.6, we're at 17.9 for that procurement. So that was really good work by our auditor and money saved for the taxpayer right there. So that was approved today. We approved an extension in term only, not in money, for the single stream recycling materials contract that we have. I want to stop and discuss this for just a minute, because I know that recycling is an important topic in DeKalb, and so we have a contract that I believe, I don't have it right in front of me, the date it was ending, so we're extending it, I believe, through the end of the year. We had been getting revenue from the company when they take our recycling, so they're essentially buying the materials and they haul them off and they recycle them. As you know, there's been disruption in the recycling markets, primarily due to other countries not taking our recycling. So I'm expecting some changes coming up when we look for how we're going to deal with recycling after this extension. So this extension is in time only. They're going to take our recycling and recycle it, but we're not going to receive any revenue for that for, I think it's a couple of months to get us through the end of the year. But I'm very interested to see how the developments in the recycling market internationally are going to affect our ability to process the recycling that we have in DeKalb. And that's very important for DeKalb because we operate the landfill and we're able to extend the life of the landfill when we recycle, and obviously that's a green thing to do, so we want to be doing that. And we certainly want to have the longest life cycle we can on our landfill, because that's an asset for all of us. And every county doesn't operate a landfill, so this is an asset for DeKalb County. Let's see. Other interesting agenda items to note. We approved a change order to some contracts to give more money for stormwater drainage projects. Obviously, there's a lot of stormwater infrastructure issues around the county, so this was an important item. Let's see. Okay, we also approved the construction regarding different cells at the landfill, to open different cells. It's more expensive than we thought it was going to be right now, but we went ahead and approved that because we need to open those cells and make sure that they're ready to receive waste. So we went ahead and approved that, I believe. So I don't believe that was deferred. I need to double check on that. I thought we approved that. Let's see. Other things of interest to note. Several things regarding paving we'll be hearing that were deferred. We'll be hearing in SPLOST so that we can go over that under our SPLOST committee of the whole. So they're just staying on our agenda until we have that meeting. Again, that's possibly Thursday, possibly another week. Let's see. In the Ops committee, they recommended approval for some large vehicles that we needed to buy, some front-loading garbage collection trucks. That contract low bid was $6.2 million. I voted against that, not because we don't need them, but that committee did not audit that procurement. And again, as recommended in our procurement report that we got from the Hartman firm, they recommended that all audits over that all procurements over $1 million be audited. And we have come to an agreement in the PWI committee. We definitely audit everything $3 million or larger, which is a bit of a compromise. But that's saved us just in PWI, our Public Works Committee. We've saved over $30 million in 6 months doing these audit reviews. Not anything nefarious, just simply better bidding, using the right bidding strategy, making sure everybody's T's are crossed and I's are dotted. We've saved millions of dollars for the taxpayers of DeKalb County. So I'm disappointed that the Ops Committee chose not to audit that, so I did vote no on that. It passed, but I voted against it simply because it wasn't audited. So let's see what else we did. We approved some road resurfacing funds and that were audited. That was an $11.5 million contract, and the audit supported the request there, so that was good. Again, I think these audits are paying dividends for the people and taxpayers and citizens of DeKalb County. So good work all around. Again, FAB this Thursday. We'll look back to see if there's a SPLOST for you, to see if we're going to have SPLOST on Thursday as well. We'll let you know. We'll put it on social media and elsewhere. But that's it, and thank you for joining me for this report, and join me next time for another edition of Nancy Jester Reports.